sound like a big cavernous space? Even if nothing's happening, you might hear a little echo here and there. You hear anything from outside?
No.
Sometimes you'll hear the birds. Sometimes you'll even hear party boats going by, a little bit of San Francisco wafting across. On foggy nights, you hear that fog horn echoing across the bay. Some of the inmates will say that was the most lonely sound they ever heard here on Alcatraz, was hearing that echo out across as they tried to sleep at night. So for them, it was pretty difficult to close their eyes and try and imagine being somewhere else. Maybe most of all, because the sound you heard echoing time and again throughout the day, throughout the cell house, was the sound of these doors opening and closing. How does that sound make you feel? Imagine hearing this sound day in and day out every day that you're here at Alcatraz. You wake up in the morning, they play a tone, wake you up, you have to tidy up a little bit, and then stand at attention inside the cells, and they rack them open like this. And then you step through the cells, and still standing at attention, you've got the armed guards up here in the gun gallery watching your every move. They're going to rack and close behind you. And then they'd have you file down the stairs and make your way down into the dining hall, where you'd get your 20 minutes to eat. And then if you're lucky, if you've been on your good behavior and you were assigned to a job, you didn't have to come back here to your cell, but you got to go out through the rec yard and make your way down into maybe the industries building, maybe you're working in the gardens, but you're out of your cell, and that's the best part about it. You're gonna come back up for lunch, back down for dinner, and then after you have your dinner, you're back up here and standing inside. Step inside for the last time that night, and then you hear it one more time. It's the sound of power, sound of confinement, and maybe worst of all for the guys here, this was the sound of routine. When we talk to them about it, they say it was that never-ending routine here at Alcatraz that made it so difficult to be here. Every day, the same thing. And it's this sound, the sound of these doors opening and closing. That's the sound that's telling you what to do, that it's time to move on to your next space. So anybody ever heard the sound before? Probably a lot more of you have than you think. It's such a powerful sound. This communicates so much. I think, listen to this one again. Imagine how you feel hearing that every day as a guard. Probably means one thing to you, maybe a little bit of safety and security. How about as an inmate? Hear this opening and closing. It's taking away your freedom, but you're the only one here inside your cell, so maybe there's a little bit of safety in that as well. But either way, it says a lot to you. So this sound communicates so much. Does that sound like anything you've ever heard in a movie before? Movies like Star Wars, Jurassic Park, I think even The Terminator is another one. They came out here and as they're filming some movies, other movies like Escape from Alcatraz, some of the more Alcatraz movies out here, Hollywood hears this sound and they record it and then take it back and use it in some of those films because it conveys so much power, so much strength. So when you go watch those movies again, you're going to review those again. Listen for the sound. Oh, we got a couple of escapees here. So we used to do these cell door demos. If you were here like 20 years ago, we did these demos down at the bottom level. And we would let people walk inside and we'd close the door behind you. And then we'd let you out again. And these are the original cell doors from 1934. When they built Alcatraz, then they turned it into a federal prison. They designed the cell door system for Alcatraz, and then they sold it to prisons all around the country. So we have these original doors. We don't do the cell door demos with you inside anymore because they're not quite maintained to the same standard that we would have used during the federal prison days. So it's not so bad if we have a couple that are popping open, but if they stay closed and they don't come open, maybe more of a problem for you guys. So I showed you opening and closing one door. We did all of them. Let's see if we can do two of them together now. See if we can get them to close up again. So I'm going to guess number 2, and then number 8. How do we do? Walk away. Success. All right. So before I send you guys back out to the boat that'll be showing up momentarily, anybody have any questions?